Andrew, do you know what is this gesture?
T for timeout?
Yeah, it's timeout in volleyball and basketball, right?
Yeah.
But it's not for timeout today in Legislative Council.
No, they're full on.
It's TV.
Oh, yeah, TV.
TV.
Man, the story that will not die. TV.
Yeah, TV.
Yeah.
Maybe timeout for TV as well.
Yeah.
So the Legislative Council is going to discuss whether to use the power granted to them
Yes.
to ask for Executive Council files.
Yeah, I mean, this is really something shocking. Charles Mock is pushing for the Power and Privileges Committee, and all week he's been trying to get those last 4 votes that he needs to cross the line to invoke power and privileges, which is this really, I guess it is the biggest power that LegCo has, given, there's so many powers they don't have. The power to compel people to come down and answer questions in front of them, is very tempting, and I think it was originally only meant to be used for special occasions, but it seems like it's coming up all the time now. Timothy Tong's been like 100 times. All right, I'm exaggerating slightly, but plenty. I think at least 8 times. And now Charles Mock is going to see if he can, drag this one across the line and get his 4 final votes that he needs to require Executive Council to open up and explain their decision. And I mean, previous Executive Councilors, from the colonial era, from the post-97 era, have been coming out and just aghast at this because, it's Executive Council privilege, and this has been sacrosanct for so long. And now, there's this pressure to try and pry it open.
So you're asking who has the higher privilege?
We just might find out. I think this is one where, if Charles, I'd be really shocked if Charles is able to get those 4 votes today. Definitely going to be watching with a lot of interest. But I think this is one where, for those legislators who are a little more close to the government, whether it's government here or government to the north, I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on them to make sure this doesn't go through.
Yep. But speaking of the power and privilege clause for the Legislative Council, compared to the Executive Council's privilege, makes me think that privilege relates closely to respect. Yeah, and it commands respect. Yeah, I mean, the current situation also reveal that the Executive Council does not have sufficient respect.
There's a bit of a respect
that's
deficit.
Why people just, or the Legislative Council just feel like, okay, I will challenge the Executive Council.
Yeah, let's take a run at these guys.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I mean, they even if they fail, it is a very huge blow to the Executive Council, to the reputation, to the privilege, and to the respect. Yeah,
there's a fundamental difference of philosophies here, right? Because on the Democratic side, basically the geographical elected members are saying, we're elected by the people. We have legitimacy. Over the weekend, you had, who was it? I shouldn't have brought this up because now I'm going to get caught up because I can't remember the name. Maybe you know, but it was one of the, I believe it was one of the members of the liaison who said, everybody has to remember that ultimately the chief executive has the power because he answers to Beijing, and that is not the same as LegCo. He is more important, and was really making this clear. And there's that fundamental difference of opinion on legitimacy. And Executive Council privilege. Power and Privilege Committee, who's going to be more privileged in this case.
Yeah, but it will be a very interesting case study. Yeah. Because on the other hand, the pro-establishment camp is proposing to have judicial review against the government's decision. Which is weird, considering that, all right, now the pro-establishment camp is suing the government.
There's just so many strange things going on in this town. Yeah, and that's right at the top of the list.
So what you are seeing right now is that the Legislative Council is using the legislative power to try to influence the executive arm. Whereas the establishment is trying to use the judiciary arm to challenge the executive arm. So you see that the system is being challenged right now. The separation of power, the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary are all being mixed up.
Which is why we have them. That's just why we have separation of power. So maybe this is a good thing.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. That's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, I think the outcome of this incident will give people more understanding about the current political climate, especially about legitimacy. I mean, who has the legitimacy against which one? And even if we have a weak government, do people still respect the Executive Council? Because if this respect no longer exists,
yeah,
then basically we won't be able to have an executive-led government.
Yeah, they'll be severely hampered.
Yeah, which means that a lot of the cases, a lot of the policy, would not be able to smoothen out, because now that, I mean, the Legislative Council can just challenge the Executive Council at any time. But just like what you have said, I mean, in the past, the power and privilege clause
rarely invoked.
Rarely invoked. I mean, now that they're becoming more common, so very interesting to see what happens. Legitimacy will be the keyword for today.
All right, legitimacy.
All right,
sounds good. All right, Vincent.